And joining us now in studio is Mr. Ray Smith. Ray's the CEO of a company called Trycera Financial Incorporated. Ray, great to see you again.
It's great to be here, Don.
Now, one thing I did not mention was a stock symbol, because you were a public company before. You're not currently listed. Why don't you give us a little bit of background?
Yep, so we were working on getting our financials refiled with the SEC and redone, and we just missed the deadline, so we had to deregister. And now that we're done with the audits, we're going to refile a Form 10 and become public again. Within the next 2 to 3 months, we should be back up and trading again.
You know, a lot of people who follow public companies aren't aware of all the filings and the voluminous amount of paperwork and the expense involved.
It's so taxing, and we have to go through the same burden that big companies go through by filing every quarter and then an audit every year. And the costs are just as high for us as it is for big companies, so it's taxing.
Now, in the interim, things have been very eventful for not only the company, but for you as well. I noticed you worked on a book with Shark Tank star Kevin Harrington. Tell us about that.
Yeah, we did. We wrote a chapter 16 in this book, co-authored a book, so that was released in September of this last year, and now it's an international bestseller already.
Nice.
So that's great. And then with doing that, we got an endorsement with Kevin Harrington because we're partnering with him with our revolutionary live agent kiosk because of our financial services that we provide people.
Now, this kiosk is an amazing thing. I mean, basically, if you're having credit problems, this kiosk is online or in the facility, so to speak. I think you have these in military bases right now.
That's right.
They can go to the kiosk, talk to a live operator. Tell us how it works.
Yeah, so we help people with their money, putting spending plans together and matching up with their income. And then we look at their credit, where you're at today, and then we help them get qualified for loans. So we created this for car dealerships specifically. We place them at car dealerships. When someone gets turned down, they lift up the gold handset, activate our proprietary app, and a live agent comes on the screen, and they're having a live video conversation. And then we enroll them into our product line. So the military found out about our product line and what we do, and a lot of the vets, if they have bad credit, they'll lose their security clearance.
Okay.
And so we worked the last 18 months going through the due diligence process, and now this is available to be placed on the military bases. And so we have it approved at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, the Army base, and throughout all the Veteran Administration career centers throughout the states of Tennessee and Kentucky.
Well, it's really interesting when these things are in car dealerships, because when someone gets turned down for credit, everybody's upset. The salesman's upset because he just spent all this time trying to get that person in the car. The customer's upset because he's not getting the car that he or she wanted. And they would leave the dealership and probably never come back. This kept them on the property.
That's right. So I've been helping people with credit since 1998 with bad credit qualify for loans, and we would have brochures and business cards, and the salespeople at the car dealerships would pass them out, but there was no personal connection.
Right.
And so that's why we created this live agent kiosk. And absolutely right, they spend all that money, everyone walks away upset. The customer that just got turned down doesn't know where to go. Right now, while they're at that dealership, they can enroll into our program, and within the next 45 to 60 days, they can get qualified for that loan. Maybe they can even get a better car than what they were trying to get.
Now, one of the things about your company, and it's evident at your website, Trycera.com, is you're teaching people financial habits of the wealthy. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so our program line is called Successful Habits of the Rich. Why is it the rich get richer and the poor stay poor? It's their habits. And a lot of budgets start with how much do you make, and then they try to create a budget. Where we ask the people to list all of your expenses. You have 12 cell phone bills, 12 rents a year, gas, water. You know when they're due, you know approximately how much. And then once they put it all into our system, then we ask them how frequently do you get paid? Monthly, weekly, or bi-weekly? And then whatever they choose, we calculate how much they need to have every pay period just in order to cover their expenses. And that's what's different and sets us apart from all the other spending planners out there. And then we print a calendar for 12 months, and we show everybody their target balance each day of the month, and then what bills will be coming out. So families can plan, and they can make wiser financial decisions. And by doing that, they'll keep their credit good after we fix it.
Now, you can also get notations on a person's credit report for non-traditional expenses like paying rent on time and that type of thing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so when you pay your cell phone and your utilities, those items don't get reported to the bureaus. So what we've done is we've created that process. Once you've put all your expenses into our spending plan program. We calculate how much you need for your bills, and then we have you deposit that onto a prepaid debit card. And then when you make those payments with that prepaid card, we see that transaction, and then we'll report that to the bureaus on the customer's behalf to add positive trade lines to the customer's credit, in addition to helping remove negative, erroneous mistakes that are on their credit report.
So the goal is to have more money than month.
That's right.
As opposed to more month than money.
That's right. Yep. And that, by actually showing them all of their expenses, they can make wiser decisions and make sure that the month doesn't run out first.
Once again, the company is Trycera Financial Incorporated. Their website's trycera.com, Trycera.com. Ray, it's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Don. It's great to be here as always.